Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at this AVerMedia Elite Go charging capture hub. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So what we have here is a USB Type-C charger, but this charger has some extra features on it. One, it can act as a hub, so you can use it as a charging dock. And then two, you can use it as a capture device. So if you want to do gaming capture or screen capture, you can do all that with this one device. Now, if you don't need the capture capabilities, they do have the Core Go charging dock, and I've done a previous video on this, and I'll put a link below to it if you're interested in that. So this has fast charging, 1080 by 60 video capture. It says charging, displaying, connecting. Here we have the specs on the side. This supports 100 watt power delivery, has one HDMI interface, two USB-C interfaces, and one USB-A interface. HDMI capture on this is 1080p, but pass-through is 4K. And on the back we have the different ports. So let's get this open. We have a diagram on the lid. Here's the device itself. So it's very compact. It's about what you'd expect for a USB Type-C charger. The prongs flip out here. Here we have the USB-C port. You plug this into your computer. So this will send power to your computer, and your computer will send USB-A and video to this device. Let's look what else we have here. So we have an adapter, that I think that's a Europe adapter, and looks like a UK adapter. We have a USB Type-C cord, and we have a manual and a contact card. Let's take a look at the manual. So I'm not going to cover everything in here. You'll want to read through it on your own. Here we have the quick start guide. We have the specs again. This talks about charging. So when you're charging a single device, you can get 100 watts out of either of the USB-C ports or 5 watts out of USB-A. If you're doing two-port charging, you can get 100 watts out of USB-C and 5 watts out of USB-A. And that would be either of the USB-C ports, or you could get 45 out of either of the USB-C ports. Now, if you're doing three-port charging, you can get 45 out of the USB-C ports and 5 watts out of USB-A. So let's get this cord opened here. So this cord is a little over 6 foot. So let's try this out. So I'll take this, I'll plug this into power. So we're currently drawing 0.5 watts. That might settle out a little bit, so that would be the phantom draw. Here I have a MacBook Pro. So I'm going to plug into the top USB Type-C port, and I'll plug that into the USB-C on the side of my laptop. And now we're charging. So we can see this is at 54%. The charger says 95 watts. So this is working like a typical laptop charger would, but we can plug an HDMI cable in here. This is connected up to my monitor. And now we're sending video to the monitor. So I can drag back and forth between these two. So this works similar to plugging the monitor directly into my laptop, but I'm only plugged in with the USB-C cable. So you could have this behind a desk or something and use this as a dock and only plug one cable into your laptop to hook it up to your system. This also has a USB port on it. Here I have a USB mouse. I'll plug in. It's asking if I want to allow the accessory. I'll say allow. And here we can see the mouse is connected up. Now you could hook a hub in here to hook up more USB devices. So if you have a printer, maybe a keyboard, mouse, you could hook all those in with a hub. So this is working very similar to a traditional laptop docking system, but instead of a big dock, you just plug a single cable in. You could have this plugged in permanently under your desk and just have the cable sticking out, or you could even put this in a travel bag. That can make it very easy to hook up to projectors and TVs if you're in a hotel or a conference room or something. So this will also work with something like an iPad. So this is an iPad Pro with M4 processor, but this would work similar for an iPad Air or other iPads with the USB out. Now this will work with the regular interface. It does work with some streaming services. So here we have Disney Plus. We have Prime Video. Does not work with Netflix. So whatever Netflix uses for the copy protection, it does not work, but you can stream some services. YouTube would also work. You could also use this for presentations like keynote presentations. It also works with a gaming device like a Switch. So this could also work with things like Steam Decks and other devices that output USB Type-C. So I'll plug this in. Let's see. I'm going to disconnect here. So this is currently charging and it's displaying on the screen. So this works just like it would be plugged into a dock at a home. Now a unique feature of this, it also does capture. So I'll do that next. Okay, so I'm actually reshooting this part a couple days later. I wasn't happy with my original video. I didn't feel like it was as clear as how to set this up. So I have the switch over here plugged into the charger, plugged into the monitor. Now if I want to connect it to a computer, I need to connect this bottom USB-C port to the computer. I have a MacBook Pro with M4 processor, which has USB-C ports. So I'm going to be using a cable that has USB-C on both ends. Otherwise, you might need a USB-C to USB-A cable. So I'll plug into that, and then I'll plug into my computer. And as far as my computer is concerned, I plugged in a USB hub with a webcam, because this presents itself to a computer just like a webcam would. So if I want to record the screen, I'm going to go into QuickTime. Now you could also use OBS or Zoom or other software that supports webcams. And in QuickTime, I'm going to go to File, New Movie Recording. Now in Windows, you could use Camera in a similar fashion. And then if we look at the record control here, there's a little arrow next to it. And I'll select that. And I'm going to choose the Elite Go for my camera and then also for my microphone. And then at the very bottom, we have high and maximum quality. So I have it set to maximum. Now you're not going to hear the audio on the computer by default typically because it's muted, but you can drag the little slider over. And now we have audio coming through on here. Now it will record either way as long as you have it selected, but if you want to monitor it, you can do that. Typically you would just listen to the monitor on your TV or monitor that you normally listen on. So I have this set up here. I'm just going to hit record. So here I have my computer set to capture, it's recording, and I have my monitor that I'm playing on. So I'll play a little bit. Okay, I'm done recording. Now I sped that up there, and I am going to insert the actual video I captured so you can see it in native resolution. So I stopped the recording on my Mac. I will need to, well actually when I close this, it will save it. And then you can use that where you want to use it. Now you can also connect this up with OBS. If you do that, you'd want to set your video and audio source to be the capture, but then you could also hook up a separate microphone to record your commentary or something on top of it. So I'm going to insert that captured video now, and I may edit for brevity, but it'll be essentially the native video. So that was the AVerMedia Elite Go Charging Capture Hub. This looks a lot like a USB charger, but it's much more versatile. So this is the charger that came with my MacBook. It's a 105 watt charger. We can see the size comparison. It's a little bit smaller in this dimension, but a little bit thicker in this dimension. You can have this installed at your house, connected up to your TV permanently, or maybe your computer monitor, and use it as a hub. This would also be great on the go. You often have to carry a charger anyway. If you carry this, you're gonna have a charger with the extra capabilities. I really like how easy this is to use. The top port is the main device you're charging and capturing, and the bottom port is the USB out. So you plug that in just like you would plug in a webcam to a computer, and this works easy for capturing and for just using it as a dock or a hub. Now this is going to be compatible with devices like Switch, I think Steam Deck, and other devices that can output that USB Type-C. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.